A lot of guys assume women pick men based purely on looks or money. But that's not the full picture. Women don't always go for the objectively best guy. They go for the one who stirs something deep inside them. Those primal, emotional signals. It's instinct. It's an emotional pull. It's a kind of unspoken trust that goes beyond logic. Sure, she might flash a smile or toss a flirt your way, but that doesn't mean you've been chosen. Because being attractive isn't the same as being selected. And getting her attention doesn't automatically lead to her loyalty. Women observe quietly. They run subtle tests without giving any heads up. And more often than not, they've already made up their minds before you ever get a clue. That's why you've been ghosted after what felt like a great date. Why she suddenly lost interest even when you were doing everything by the book. It's not because you lacked something. It's because you didn't realize what her instincts were actually looking for. This isn't about what she says she wants. It's about what her biology, her emotions, and her subconscious truly respond to. If you're tired of playing the guessing game, if you're ready to stop being the guy she has fun with and start being the man she invests in, stay with me. Because once you understand the quiet rules of how women really choose, you won't just draw them in. You'll draw in the right kind. The kind who respects you, desires you, and chooses you without hesitation. Not because you chased her, but because you became the kind of man who doesn't need to. Rule 1. Women commit to the man who makes them feel safe enough to let go, not the one they feel safe controlling. Most men think emotional safety means being soft, but they get it wrong. She's not looking for a therapist. She wants a man who leads. Someone who stays calm in chaos, sharp under stress, and steady under pressure. Because a man like that doesn't fold when things get hard. He stays centered, unshaken, grounded. And that inner steadiness, that quiet control, it tells her it's okay to relax and just be. Machiavelli once said in The Prince, "It is better to be impetuous than cautious, because fortune is a woman." And what does that mean in real life? It means feminine energy doesn't respond to safety wrapped in predictability. It opens up to bold, grounded power. In that metaphor, the woman is fortune, and fortune favors those who move with clarity, purpose, and strength. Let's say you're single. Picture this. You walk into a social event. She sees you for the first time. You're not loud. You're not trying to win her over. You speak with calm energy. You listen with full attention. You carry yourself like a man who knows where he's going. Meanwhile, other guys are peacocking, showing off. But you're composed. And she notices. She may not even understand why, but she's curious, drawn in. Now imagine you're in a relationship. She brings up something heavy. Maybe it's about your ex. Maybe she's feeling insecure, emotional, even accusing. If you immediately get defensive, explaining, overtalking, justifying, she starts losing trust in your ability to lead. But if you stay grounded, breathe deeply, hold your frame, and really listen, she might cry, she might scream, but deep down, she'll feel anchored. Because what she's really doing is testing whether you can stay solid even when she's unraveling. And here's something crucial. Start training your nervous system. The most powerful men aren't impulsive. They don't react, they respond. When the emotional temperature rises, they slow their breathing, steady their bodies, and speak with calm intent. Let your presence communicate the things your words don't have to. Why? Because a woman doesn't fall for the man who just caters to her emotions. She falls for the one who stays afloat when emotions are crashing all around. To put it in Machiavellian terms, you can't stop the storm, but you can learn to stay unmoved within it. Rule 2. Women are drawn to men who keep them intrigued. Machiavelli wasn't a believer in raw aggression. He believed power came from perception. In his view, appearances often shape outcomes more than reality itself, because people respond to what they believe, not necessarily to what is. Attraction works the same way. Women don't fall head over heels for what they fully understand. They fall for the unknown, the parts they can't quite explain. The more predictable you become, the less captivating you are. But if she's constantly guessing what you're thinking, wondering about your next move, trying to figure you out, her imagination starts bonding with you. And that's where real connection begins. If you're single and meet a woman for the first time, don't come in with too much excitement. Speak with deliberate pauses. Let your presence do the talking. Listen carefully, say only what matters, and when the moment comes, disappear. Not out of rudeness, but because you've got things to focus on. Don't flood her phone with messages. Let the anticipation grow on its own. Suddenly, she's wondering, where did he go? What's on his mind? Who else is he giving his attention to? You become a mystery she wants to unravel. And that's incredibly magnetic. If you're in a relationship, you don't overshare every detail of your day like you're giving a report. You prioritize your mission, carve out space for your goals, and keep part of yourself sacred, untouchable. She knows you care, but she also feels the edge of your autonomy. And in that edge, her curiosity stays alive. But here's the key: don't just hand her all the answers. Let her feel them instead. Real attraction thrives in uncertainty, not transparency. Let her question your thoughts, your attention, your next step. And never announce your worth. Let her uncover it, one layer at a time. You don't need to explain who you are. Your actions will tell the story. Your energy will build the legend. Rule 3. Women gravitate toward men who are already wanted by others. Machiavelli understood that power isn't just about what you have, it's about how others see you. And when it comes to women, they rarely make their choices in isolation. They're influenced by the signals they receive from the world around them. If nobody notices you, she probably won't either. But if others admire you, respect you, speak well of you, something shifts in her mind. You stop being just another guy. You become a man of value, a man worth winning. If you're single and walk into a room, you don't go begging for attention. Yet people take notice. You carry weight when you speak. Your presence has gravity. You're not trying to prove anything, but people recognize substance when they see it. Maybe a woman compliments you in passing. Maybe you walk with that quiet certainty. She catches it. She senses that other women would compete for your attention, and that alone changes the way she perceives you. Suddenly, your interest means something. It has weight. If you're in a relationship, don't let comfort turn into complacency. Even if it's been years together, keep evolving. Stay sharp physically, socially, intellectually. Make sure your value doesn't disappear outside the relationship. Maybe women still glance at you. Maybe your friends still come to you for advice. You're not showing off. You're just living in a way that commands attention without asking for it. You're not shrinking to fit in. You're simply holding your ground. And whether she says it or not, she senses it. She knows she's lucky to have you, and deep down, she understands that keeping your presence means continuing to earn it. Let's go further. Develop silent strength. Build your name, strengthen your body, and deepen your purpose. Not to impress others, but to become magnetic. Because when a man commands respect, he doesn't go chasing attention. Attention naturally moves toward him. As Machiavelli might put it, it's better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. In relationships, that means earning admiration first and letting love grow from that foundation. Rule 4. Women are drawn to men who lead emotionally. Machiavelli believed true power wasn't about barking commands. It was about shaping the environment so others adjust to you, often without realizing it. In relationships, that's called emotional leadership. Because whether she tells you or not, a woman is constantly checking for one thing. Can you remain steady when her emotions get loud? Can you stay composed when she starts to spiral? Because the man who becomes her emotional anchor becomes her only real choice. If you're single, maybe she's hot one day and distant the next. She's testing your balance. Most guys chase harder when she pulls away. They react to her energy. They match her mood. But you? You stay in your lane. You remain composed, focused, even a little playful. You flirt without attachment. You hold your own energy without apology. You don't follow her lead, you guide it. And soon, without noticing, she starts syncing with your vibe. If you're already in a relationship, picture this. You're out to dinner, and suddenly she stirs up conflict. Emotional, disruptive, loud. You don't raise your voice. You don't withdraw into silence either. Instead, you hold your center. You take a breath. You stay firm, unshaken. And in that calm energy, she starts to feel safer, not because you agreed with her, but because you didn't let the chaos knock you off balance. Here's something else. When she's overwhelmed, don't match her energy. Don't escalate. Be the example of what stability looks like. Machiavelli once said, "The wise man does at once what the fool does eventually." So when tension rises, don't wait for calm to show up. Be the calm that everything else revolves around. Because women don't pick the loudest man in the room. They choose the one who silently commands the atmosphere. Rule 5. Women respect men who are never afraid to walk away. Machiavelli understood something crucial. The ruler with the most power is the one who doesn't cling to his crown. Because real authority doesn't come from being agreeable. It comes from refusing to lose yourself just to hold on to something. That applies directly to love. She might appreciate your loyalty, but she respects your boundaries. And she's always paying attention, watching to see whether you'll abandon your standards just to keep her near. If you're single, she might run hot and cold. One moment, she's all in, the next, she ghosts or flakes. She's testing your patience. Most men over-explain themselves. They double down, try harder, beg for consistency. But not you. Most men become predictable at this point. But you? You walk away quietly, no drama, no bitterness, no long speeches. And that's when it hits her. You're not like the others. You're not chasing her, you're chasing truth. If you're in a relationship, picture this. You've clearly communicated your standards at home. You've drawn the line. And then she crosses it again. You don't shout. You don't beg her to understand. You simply withdraw your presence, and this time, you don't return. There's no man more powerful than the one who can leave without fear. Here's another mindset shift. Stop tying your identity to her affection. She is not the prize. Your peace is. If she crosses your boundaries again and again, don't argue. Don't plead. Walk away. Not because you're angry, but because you've decided to honor yourself. As Machiavelli might say, if being loved demands the sacrifice of your soul, then to be feared is the only noble choice. Because the man she can't manipulate is the one she'll never forget. And if you've made it this far, you've already done something most men never will. You've faced yourself. You've stood in front of the mirror and chosen truth over comfort. You've stepped out of the haze of wishful thinking and into the clarity of real self-respect. What I'm about to tell you will stay with you. It will mark you in the best possible way. A woman doesn't choose a man with logic. She chooses with emotion, with instinct, with the unspoken language of energy. She senses you long before she understands you. And most men stay lost their entire lives because they never learned the hidden rules that women follow silently. But now you do. You've started seeing beyond appearances, beyond the smiles, the attention, the surface charm. You've left behind the fog that keeps the average man stuck, begging for validation, chasing approval, hoping to be picked. Because once you truly understand how women choose, you stop chasing. You stop over-explaining yourself. You stop putting on a performance to earn something you don't even need. Instead, you lead. You filter. You observe. And you become so grounded in who you are that no emotional storm can rattle you. This isn't about becoming cold. It's not about manipulation or playing games. It's about awareness, precision, quiet power. It's what Machiavelli would have admired in any ruler, not brute strength, but composed authority, not dominance over others, but discipline over self. And once you claim that kind of power, you no longer wait to be chosen. You become the chooser. Because the man who stands tall in his values, protects his peace, and leads his life on his own terms, never needs to convince anyone of his worth. She feels it. And if she's the right woman, she follows that energy. If she's not, you walk away without looking back. Because women don't choose the loudest man, or the sweetest, or even the wealthiest. They choose the man who walks with certainty, the one who can be deeply loved, but doesn't need love to stay whole, the one who could have her, but never trades himself to keep her. That man? He doesn't just get chosen. He gets remembered, admired, desired, even in silence. And from this moment forward, that man is you. Now, one last message for the men who are truly ready to level up. For the few who are ready to detach from the 99% and play a completely different game. What I'm building will shift how women experience you, and more importantly, how you experience yourself. It's coming soon. Stay tuned. And if this message struck something inside you, don't let it stay buried in your mind. Say something, even just a few words. Drop a comment. It'll help you lock it in, and it might change someone else's path, too. Hit the like button if this connected with you, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Trust your instinct. We're all trying to get stronger, clearer, more unshakable on the inside. So let's keep building minds that don't break.